Good morning, and thank you for joining us for the Morning Mint today, Michael.
Good morning, Rosanna. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy to have you on because in today's edition of the Morning Mint, we're speaking about programs that New York State offers for veterans. And, this comes on the heels of July 4th, which is a holiday that we all have so much to be grateful to servicemen and women like yourself who have served our country to protect our liberties. And we thank you so much for your service. And these programs are really incredibly helpful. And so we wanted to have you on to talk a bit about them. And so we wanted to hear from you, somebody who has firsthand taken advantage of some of these programs. And so I wanted to ask you a little bit about how these programs work. So we've got VA loans. We've got, there's the New York State program that has a homeowners program for veterans and active military. And then we also have 2 refinance programs. So, yes. Michael, how does it work? How does the VA program work?
Well, let me just say, first off, it's an amazing program. Really, it was designed, I think it was created in 1944 to service veterans, men and women coming back from World War II. And looking for housing and to start their lives. So this was the way it was bundled along with the VA, the GI Bill. So it was housing and education.
Wonderful.
So now with this VA loan, the 2 very basic and probably most beneficial things you can take advantage of are 1, no down payment.
That's huge. That's huge.
No down payment, and 2, no private mortgage insurance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So typically if you're 20% down or less than 20% down, you're paying a premium of often a few $100s a month until you get to that 20% mark.
Yes.
So that's waived.
And with the FHA loan, even after you get to the 20% mark, you have to continue paying it. Whereas here with the VA loan, you never have to pay it, nor do you have a down payment. That's huge.
Right. Which means you can borrow more in theory.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so VA loan, obviously there are some requirements that you have to meet. Do you have to have decent credit for it, or are they flexible?
Yeah. So I would say the lending qualifications are much more lenient. Okay. When I just recently did my refinance using a cash-out refi, the max credit score was 680. So it didn't matter if you were 680 or you were 800. You got the same rate. So you can see they're really trying to make it, they're giving people the benefit of the doubt, really. They're giving them as much consideration as they can for what they can show. So income restrictions are slightly less, and then you can tell that the credit restrictions are less. So it's really geared towards buyers.
That's wonderful. That really opens so many doors. And from my understanding, you can take advantage of this program more than once, right? You can buy more than one house in your lifetime with the VA program. Is that right?
Correct. I don't know the exact qualifications on the resale. I do know that it needs to be your primary residence.
Okay, got it. So you do have to live there. It's not like you could just buy it as an investment. You have to live there.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. Okay. And then New York State offers a program that's called the Homes for Veterans program. And so that's unique to New York State. How does that program work?
So that is similar, I believe, from what I know, to the VA program, except it's sort of more specialized towards matching buyers with prospective properties and also helping them to come up with a smaller down payment. Sometimes I believe the minimum required is 3%. Okay. 1%, which has to come from the buyer. The other 2% can be gifted or pulled from retirement accounts.
Got it. And also, the New York State provides some matching funds. Is that right? I think up to $15,000 per applicant.
Right. Okay. Right. So that's up to $500,000. So in many places in New York, $500K can go far.
Yes. Okay. Right. Because it's not just New York City we're talking about. You could be anywhere in New York State. So that's wonderful. Right. Okay, great. And now the next program is the Cash-Out Refinance Program, which you have utilized.
Yes.
And what are the benefits and how does that work?
I love the Cash-Out Refi program. I was able to take out a whole bunch of money out of my house that I had already put in through renovations, and couldn't really reap the benefits unless I sold. So I pulled out equity at really a low rate. I think I got what was my rate? 2.75.
Okay, that's a nice rate.
It's a nice rate. What else can I tell you about this program? It allows you to borrow, I believe, 90% loan to value.
Wow.
Yeah. So you don't need much in the house.
Okay, that's wonderful. And are there any limits on what you can use that money for? Could you buy another investment property if you wanted to?
100%. You can do whatever you like with that money. Much like a HELOC, almost a checkbook. At closing, they're cutting you a check.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, great. And then finally, there's also an interest rate reduction refund. And what's that? How does that work?
So let's say you had used your VA loan 5 years ago and the rates were 4%, and now you see all these rates have dipped to below 3%. You could, in theory, get relief from your current interest rate and a reduction to the current.
Okay.
Without having to go through all the rigmarole of a refinance.
Got it. Okay, that's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that these programs are available for veterans. I know, some of our agents have helped veterans get into New York City homes, which that's rare. We don't hear about that a lot with 0% down payment, but that is, possible. And so, I would encourage all of our viewers, if any of you know or are veterans who are in the market for purchasing or for selling, obviously, Michael is your man. He can help you. He understands how these programs work. He's used them himself. And I highly encourage you to reach out to him. He's a wonderful person to not only work with, but just to spend time with. And so, Michael, we thank you so much for being on the program today and for teaching us about how these programs work and how to take advantage of them. Any last final words before we jump off?
Oh, that's so much pressure. I don't know. I don't know. The VA loan is awesome. The programs are great. Jump in. I mean, really, it's worth considering. Even if you can put down 25 or 50%, you don't need to use it just because you don't have money for a down payment. If you qualify for it, it behooves you to use it. There's really a lot of other good reasons that I'm happy to talk about if somebody wants more information.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Michael. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Rosanna.
Okay.